The month of December is when Arsenal will turn the heat up. Mark my words, Arsenal this month, it is their title to lose. Throughout November, they played Bayern Munich, the best attacking team in the world, Spurs and Chelsea away from home, navigated through a tough injury mini crisis. They played Chelsea with no Gabriel, no Saliba, no Leandro Trossard, not a 100% Gyökeres or Odegaard. Eberechi Eze stepped up massively throughout November against Bayern Munich and Spurs, and they managed to navigate themselves for a very, very congested time, international breaks, and they're still 5 points clear. December, mark my words, and I've been pretty much bang on this season about Arsenal. They play Wolves, Everton, Palace, Brighton, Brentford, Club Brugge, and Aston Villa. Those fixtures, it's must win for Arsenal. Chelsea are a threat. Played some really good expansive football yesterday. Reece James may be the only player in Europe right now that is world class or to that level in multiple positions. The only other player of top mind I can think about is Kimmich. But Chelsea really turned the heat up yesterday. They played some good stuff. But Arsenal will get criticism. And do you know what? Some of the criticism may be justified because 10 men, you would expect Arsenal to go and win that game. But they didn't lose. They didn't lose. It could have gone a hell of a lot worse. It could have gone better. But as it stands, they're still 5 points clear. Manchester City got bowed out by Phil Foden in which was a very, very close game at the end. Arsenal at this moment in time have got a lot of their away games out of the way. So when it comes down to the March, April, the title run-in, they'll be playing Chelsea at the Emirates. They'll be playing Liverpool at the Emirates. They'll be playing Spurs at the Emirates. They'll be playing Aston Villa at the Emirates. Newcastle United at the Emirates. All of their tough fixtures throughout November and October are out the way now. In October, they played Atletico Madrid. They played Newcastle United away at the end of September. They played Sunderland away, which is no difficult game. They're no mug Sunderland, right? They played Spurs, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea. And I've looked at their fixtures they've got in the next kind of 6 to 10 games. I'm not going to say Arsenal are going to go, and absolutely dominate everyone. But right now, looking at the players they've got back, the fact that they're 5 points clear, this month for them is absolutely huge. It's huge for everyone. But Arsenal and Chelsea have got 8 games this month, which is absolutely obscene. 8 games this month, including a League Cup game in there as well, Champions League. Both games for Arsenal and Chelsea this month in the Champions League, you fancy both of them to win. Chelsea got Atalanta, Arsenal got Club Brugge. But I think a lot of people after yesterday's game looked at Chelsea differently, said they are title challengers now. Let's not kid ourselves and say that Chelsea are right now going to go and absolutely bulldoze this Premier League. I don't think Arsenal are either right now, but they've conceded 8 goals in 19 games. Now, they've got Brentford on Wednesday, who will be without Thiago, according to FootMob. He's a doubt, which, of course, he's their top goal scorer. Brentford, if you look at the away table in the league, right, they are currently ranked 17th. They're terrible away from home. They've only won 1 out of 6 games. They've only scored 6 goals, and they will be playing Arsenal. Like, I look at a lot of their games. I look at the key players they've got coming back. Gabriel will be back towards the end of December. Saliba will be back probably for the Brentford game. Kai Havertz is going to be back. Gabriel Jesus is going to be fully fit. Leandro Trossard will probably be back for the Brentford game. Gyökeres, Noni Madueke, Odegaard are all back. There's a lot of positive things looking at Arsenal throughout the month of December. They're really, really. If you haven't already, please go down, drop a like, and hit that subscribe button right here. It really would be greatly appreciated. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I think as it stands, we're about 400 away from hitting 85,000, which is just absolutely obscene. It really, really is. If you could hit the like button as well, that would be absolutely glorious. So yeah, lots to discuss throughout the month of December. This week, it doesn't get any easier for some teams. In terms of the Premier League, this weekend was a very, very even sort of weekend. City made up points, Arsenal and Chelsea drew, Liverpool made up points. But those are the those are the Wednesday night games. Arsenal, in my opinion, go out there and comfortably beat Brentford, and Chelsea comfortably beat Leeds, and you'd expect Liverpool to win as well. But I want to look at Arsenal's next 6 to 8 games because they've got a tough game on Saturday. Aston Villa right now are in a really, really strong bit of form away. At home. Sorry, I think there's something like 17 unbeaten at home. Brentford, I expect Arsenal to go out there and get 3 points. Wolves, 3 points. Brighton, Everton, 3 points. Palace, I think they beat in the League Cup. Club Brugge won't be easy, but I think they win. If they go out there and bounce back after that draw against Chelsea and score, 2 or 3 goals past Brentford, I think they will go and beat Villa. I think they will. And looking at the bench in that Chelsea game, if you go to lineups, it's an Arsenal team that without Gabriel, without Saliba, without Trossard, without Gyökeres, without Odegaard, like that is a lot of players that weren't in the 11. And Lewis Skelly come on, Martin Odegaard come on, Noni Madueke come on, Gyökeres come on. I don't think Odegaard, Noni, Gyökeres are 100% fit right now. I know Noni come on against Bayern Munich and looked really good, but there are still a little bit of concerns there. Wanyeri, Jesus weren't even featured in that game, so maybe one of those will feature against Brentford. But then Kai Havertz, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel, and Saliba are all expected to be back throughout December. So bearing in mind that Gabriel and Saliba, your first choice centre-back pairing, weren't playing against one of your big title rivals, and you come away with a draw. Yes, on the balance of play, Arsenal should have created more when Chelsea had played with 10 men. Yes, Chelsea put in a huge shift and showed the rest of the Premier League that they're not here to just participate. They're here to take over. But that is these two for me. That is the Premier League title race. I don't necessarily think Manchester City are as strong as Chelsea. I know they're ahead further in the league, but they did play Leeds United. Look at the recent form. 2 losses in their last 5. I think Chelsea have got 1 defeat in all competitions in 11 games, which is really, really strong. And Arsenal are currently 17 unbeaten. That is where the Premier League title race will be for me. And if you look at Chelsea's games, they beat Barcelona midweek. Theirs are a little bit more trickier for me. Newcastle United away is a really tough place to go. Bournemouth away, who knows? Atalanta, it's never easy to go away in Italy in the Champions League, but I do think Chelsea will win their next 3. Then they play Cardiff. After Newcastle United game, they've got Aston Villa. And then when you look at the fixtures after that, they've got Bournemouth City in there as well. So up until the new year, Arsenal, for me, definitely have the favourable fixtures. And bearing in mind, so far, like I said, the amount of tough away games that Arsenal have already played this season, the predicted lineup against Brentford actually has Nketiah and Mosquera still playing. I think Saliba will come back in. Marino, Saka, Eze, Martin. That's pretty much the same 11 that played against Chelsea. They've actually got Thiago in there. I'm quite sure he was a doubt. Was he a doubt? Or it might have been he was a doubt for the week and just gone. But Brentford aren't no mugs either, by the way. Brentford are actually in a decent bit of form. They win a lot of their games at home, and like I said, their away form is absolutely diabolical. It really, really is. Now, that Aston Villa game will be the momentum shifter going into December because Wolves are practically already relegated. So I expect Arsenal they could probably make 5 or 6 changes from the team that plays against Club Brugge and go out there and win. Everton away won't be easy, but, we spanked them 3-0. Newcastle scored 4 there yesterday. The same team that probably plays against Club Brugge will play against Everton, and the same team that will play against Wolves will probably play against Crystal Palace. You'd imagine Ben White, Ethan Wanyeri, Lewis Skelly, Max Dowman, Mikel Merino, Gyökeres, all of those players will feature. It will just be based on the squad rotation. Brighton at home, Brighton for me, they are a good side. They won yesterday away at Nottingham Forest, in which was a really, really good win for them. And they are actually pretty good away from home. They're 8th in the Premier League table away from home. But it's their home form, which is why, where they are for a reason. They're actually, they haven't lost at home yet, which is a really, really strong start for them this season. But we are coming up to the halfway point. We're approaching game week 19, which will be halfway for a Premier League season. It's game week 14, Wednesday night, in which Arsenal, for me, will go out there and beat Brentford. But I just think, like people were stressing out once they lost or drew, to Sunderland. Some people are stressing out when they drew to Chelsea. Relax. You're 5 points clear. You've got all your best players going to be fit and firing. Gabriel and Saliba will both be in the team in a couple of weeks. So just Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, whoever's watching, you're both very, very good right now. But both sets of fans are slightly concerned, excited, all different emotions going through your heads. It could be worse. It could be one of these lot. Because we are. Oh my God, we might even have another manager by Christmas. Who knows? But yeah, make sure you go down, drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, let me know your thoughts. Do you think Arsenal will beat Brentford? Do you think Chelsea will beat Leeds? Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I am out.